Hey, fellow enthusiasts, this is Tommy Lanham,
And I'm Tammy.
and we are on a mission to break the monotony of the mundane and the mediocre by bringing as much enthusiasm to as many marriages as we possibly can. Hey, we are doing this is completely new for us. We've never done a YouTube live. We scheduled this, as you can probably tell just from the sound of my voice. I'm a little under the weather. Yeah, here it is. And so, but we wanted to do this. This is something we may do more of in the future. This is our first experience with it. So we welcome any feedback that you guys can give us.
I'm going to jump off for like 2 minutes. You think you can handle it? Hold it down for 2 minutes?
I can do my best.
Okay. And then I'm going to go, I think there's a link for this, and I'm going to go share it on Facebook and some other social media platforms to try to get in more watchers, maybe? I don't know. I don't know how all this works. We're learning. So maybe one day we'll look back at this and die laughing at how horrible this one was. But for today, we're here.
Here you go. Guys, we're just trying new stuff. And one of the things we want to do with this YouTube Live is just answer questions. I know a lot of times with the videos that we put up, people have some questions about certain things. And this is an opportunity to be able to ask those questions live so that we can answer them, immediately with that. So if you've got any questions, please type those in and we will answer those as best we can as they come in. As far as that goes, I think my wife is setting up links on Facebook to just to let people know that we are live and doing this. One of the reasons we want to do this stuff, the videos, the YouTube lives, the Facebook lives that I do, it really goes back to our mission, break the monotony of the mundane and the mediocre. And specifically with our marriage stuff, bringing as much enthusiasm to as many marriages as we possibly can. Here's what I've come to understand. When your relationship with your spouse is going well, it doesn't matter what else is going on in your life, you're typically a pretty happy person. It doesn't matter how bad everything else may be. If your relationship with your spouse is good, you're usually pretty good. And I also believe the opposite is true. Everything can be going great in every other part of your life, but if your relationship with your spouse is not going well, you're a pretty miserable person. And so, Tim and I just really have a heart for pouring ourselves into other marriages. We do not want to see marriages that are just fine. We want to see marriages that are fantastic. We kind of went through a journey of our own where, when we first get married and I mean, you're ready to set the world on fire and everything. And we were that, man. We just got in there and everything was great. We had all these dreams and all that stuff. And then over the years, we kind of lost that. We kind of got focused in other areas, on our jobs and ministry, on children, different things. And we lost touch with our marriage. Here's the good thing about that. We recognized that and we made adjustments. Our marriage reignited. Oftentimes I tell people, when we share our story, we share our story of how we caught on fire, burned out, and then reignited. And ever since we've been reignited, we've had a heart not only for our marriage and doing everything we can to keep that fire burning in our marriage, we want to start fires in other marriages as well.
Look, I think that means that somebody's on here.
Yes. All right.
Hi. Say something in the comments so we know who you are.
We have a watcher. Yay. So do you have anything to add?
No, I don't know. As moms, we get busy and we have children and we homeschool. So I just got busy. And I was a preacher's wife for a while. And so that's a full-time job in itself. And so for me, it just kind of faded. We drifted apart. I didn't even realize it because I was so busy with everything else. And so one of the things that we have on our heart is to help others not fade, not drift.
Right.
And we woke up right in the nick of time, and God worked a miracle in our marriage and saved it. But we were in a bad place.
Yeah.
So one of the questions that we got was from Erica Paul. Hi, Erica. I hope you get to see this. Erica asked us, how did we meet? And how did I know that you were the one for me? So do you want to talk about how we meet, and then I'll talk about how I knew?
We met at Johnson Bible College, and both of us were dating other people at the time.
We were, a true story.
And it was during registration for whatever semester that was. And we noticed we had the same exact T-shirt on. It was a Christian T-shirt. We used to wear those cheesy Christian T-shirts back in the day. As if you can't tell with the T-shirts we have on now. But so because we had on the same T-shirt, we just kind of started talking to each other. And of course, her boyfriend was standing beside her. My girlfriend was standing beside me. And of course, I mean, there was nothing, we didn't look at each other and go, wow, I could marry that person one day, But that was our first connection. And then later on, we kind of reconnected. And at this time, I don't think either one of us were dating anybody. And it was over the movie Tombstone. I had just seen that movie over the weekend, and she had seen it over the weekend. And I think it was on a Monday. We were in the cafeteria line getting ready to eat lunch. And I was talking about it with a friend of mine, and she was talking about it with a friend of hers, and we overheard each other talking about it. And we're like, oh, did you see that movie? It was an awesome movie. Oh. And so we just started talking and just kind of reconnected through that. And I got to tell you this. I had no idea she was interested in me. And she came into the cafeteria one day, and she came up to me and she goes, my roommate is interested in your roommate. How about the four of us go to a movie sometime?
World's best pickup line right there.
Of course, I'm slow. I didn't know. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that'd be fun.
It was innocent. We just,
That's how we met. How did you know I was the one?
Well, look at him. Oh, my goodness. I always asked my mom and dad when I was growing up, how did you know that you were the right ones for each other? Because I always wanted that answer. How do you know? And they just looked at me, and my mom gave me the most aggravating answer in the entire world. And she said, just know. I want to know details. How do you know? What's the feeling that just know? And now, sitting on the other side of it, here's my definitive answer. I just knew. I did. I actually looked back at my journal, and 3 days before we started officially dating, we had just kind of been hanging out and just been talking, and I wrote in my journal that I knew that this was the man I was going to marry. We weren't even officially exclusive or dating, or we were just hanging out, and I knew. Sorry.
And we dated for 6 years before we... Technically 6.5, because we had a 6-month engagement. Once
we were engaged, that was it. I said, I want a short engagement. Let's get this done. I wasn't going to be engaged for another 6 years. I love you.
So, I mean, that's how we met, and that's how we, I guess, the story. This is our story of us.
This is our story. This is us.
This is us.
That's funny.
So, hey guys, I want to take a second just to plug what we're doing in May.
Yes.
May the 4th and 5th, we are doing a marriage retreat. We're going to teach some of the practical tools that we have learned along the way in order to reignite our marriage. We're going to be talking about some biblical principles of marriage. And thirdly, we're just going to have fun. This is going to be the most fun you've ever had at a marriage retreat, okay? Because I don't like boring. But the one thing I told my wife when we got married, I gave her my word that it would not be boring. Have I lived up to that?
He has. In fact, there's some days that I've asked him, please give me just a little bit of boredom, just a little bit of downtime. But no, he made a promise and he has stuck to it.
There you go. There you go. I don't like anything to be boring. I don't like my preaching to be boring, my seminars to be boring, my retreats to be boring. I even sleep excited. It's just in my bones. But we're doing this retreat, and it's on May the 4th and 5th. It's a Friday and Saturday. It is at Laurel Lake Baptist Camp in Corbin. And if you want to register for that or you want to read more about that, you can go to my website at tommylanham.com and click up at the top. What does it say? Enthuse.
Two-day live event. In the Enthuse 2-day live event.
2-day live event.
And it's in Corbin, Kentucky. Remember, this goes out all over.
Corbin, Kentucky. Corbin, Kentucky. And includes 3 meals. You get supper on Friday night, breakfast on Saturday morning, and then lunch on Saturday at noon. It'll go until, what, like 2 o'clock? 3 o'clock that afternoon. And whether your marriage is great and you just want it to remain there, or it's good, but you want it to be better, or even if you're in kind of a marriage crisis situation, this retreat will benefit you. It will give you tools that you can use regardless of where you are in your marriage, and will be able to take it to the next level. All right, it's called Enthuse, set your marriage on fire. Again, we don't want marriages just to be good. We want them to be great. Craig Valentine asked the question, are you too good to be great? Sometimes we settle just for being good. That's what we had done in our marriage. Here's the deal. When you settle, you seldom stay there. You typically start a slow decline. And so we just had to get to the place where we no longer settled. That we got to a place where we started doing intentional things to set our marriage on fire. And that's what we're going to be sharing at this marriage retreat. So if you have any questions about that, you can throw those up here as well. So
it is private rooms. It's set up like a camp dorm. We haven't been to the facility to check it out yet, but we've seen photographs. And so it's like miniature dorm rooms, and they'll have bunk beds in each room, but you will have your own little private bunk bed room, I guess. So you will have private sleeping quarters for just you and your spouse.
There is limited space to this, so I would encourage you, if you're interested in going, to get over there and register for this. I think we've got room for 26 couples.
26 couples, and that's it.
So we want to do that. Private rooms, as Tammy said, each room has their own bathroom. The only thing you got to bring is your bedding, your sheets and pillows and stuff like that. They don't have that. They've got everything else. So.
Yep. So we're excited.
We are. We are.
Just hope it warms up. It's so cold here.
Oh, it should be warm by May.
You would think, right?
All right. Where do we go from here?
I don't know. There's no other questions. So is that? I don't know. Leave us a message, because I think even after we close the live stream that you can leave a message over in the chat or a comment underneath, just asking us questions for the next one. I don't know if we're going to do this every week or once a month. We don't know. We don't know how we're going to do this yet. So we're just trying. I told you, tune in for the entertainment value. I hope you've been entertained.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Please leave any comments if you like this video, if anything resonates with you, and let us know on that. And hey, just thank you for being a part of enthusiast community. We want to be enthusiastic about our individual lives, about our marriage, about our business, about our faith, everything. We want to take it to the top level. We don't want to settle in any of those areas. We want to keep moving forward and climbing higher. And so we thank you for being a part of the enthusiast community. And the more of a part of it you want to become, hey, we welcome you with open arms. Thank you guys for watching. And again, if you have any feedback to give us, we would more than appreciate it.
I hope it's yeah. You have to end every video like that.
Because just like with everything else that we do, we hope this in feet.
Remember,
see, that's a bad thing about live. You can't go back and
I
put that out.
cut that and edit it.
Hope it feeds your enthusiasm. All right, and I hope I get to feeling better.